On November 24th, 1971, a man hijacked a plane, got exactly what he demanded, and then jumped out of it into a storm, into the dark, into nothing. He was never seen again. No body, no parachute, no trace. And here's the part that should terrify you. The FBI investigated for 45 years, thousands of leads, hundreds of suspects. They still don't know who he was. This is the only unsolved hijacking in American history. And the strangest part isn't that he disappeared. It's that in some way he wanted to. It started like any other flight. Portland to Seattle, a quiet Wednesday before Thanksgiving. A man in a dark suit, sunglasses, and a neat black tie bought a one-way ticket under the name Dan Cooper, mid-30s, calm, unremarkable. He ordered a bourbon and soda. He lit a cigarette. Nothing about him said danger. Then he passed a note to the flight attendant. She assumed it was a phone number. Men did that sort of thing back then. She slipped it into her pocket without reading it. He leaned in and said quietly, "Miss, you better look at that note. I have a bomb." She opened it. Inside the briefcase he showed her wires, a battery, red cylinders that looked exactly like dynamite. His demands were specific, calm, almost professional. $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and when they landed in Seattle, he wanted the plane refueled and ready to take off again. Toward Mexico, the FBI paid it. They had no choice. 36 passengers were still on board. But this is where everything changed. After releasing the passengers in Seattle, Cooper ordered the plane back into the sky, with only the pilot, co-pilot, and one flight attendant left aboard. Then he did something nobody expected. Somewhere over the dense, freezing wilderness of southwest Washington, in pitch darkness, in driving rain, at 10,000 feet, he lowered the aft staircase of the plane, and he jumped. No one saw him do it. No one heard a sound. The crew just felt the aircraft pitch slightly, and then nothing. He vanished into a storm with $200,000 strapped to his body. And that wasn't even the strangest part. Here's what almost nobody talks about. The conditions that night were nearly suicidal. Freezing temperatures, pouring rain, pitch black forest below, dense enough to swallow a man whole. He jumped wearing a business suit and loafers, not exactly skydiving gear. Statistically, he should not have survived. And yet, no body was ever found. No remains. No skeleton in the woods. Nothing. In 1980, a young boy found a decaying package on a riverbank, a small bundle of cash, water-damaged, partially buried in sand. FBI tests confirmed it, some of Cooper's ransom money. But that raised more questions than it answered. If the money traveled there by river current, where did the body go? If he died on impact, why has nothing ever surfaced in over 50 years of searching? The FBI ran thousands of leads. They investigated military veterans, paratroopers, even a man on his deathbed who confessed to family members. Every single one fell apart. In 2016, after 45 years, the FBI did something it had never done before. They officially closed the case. Unsolved. But here's what this story is actually about. It's not really about a man, a parachute, or a bag of cash. It's about the one fantasy almost every person secretly carries. The idea of disappearing. Of walking away from your entire identity, your job, your name, your past, and simply not existing anymore. Cooper didn't just escape a plane. He escaped the trackable, observable, documented version of being a person. In an age of fingerprints, paperwork, and surveillance, he became the one thing modern life tries to make impossible: unknowable, untraceable, free. That's why this case still haunts people decades later. Not because of the money, because somewhere in the back of our minds, we wonder what it would feel like to do the same thing. to just step into the dark and let everyone else wonder where you went. D.B. Cooper may be dead. Statistically, he probably is. But as long as no body is found, he exists in a strange in-between state, neither alive nor confirmed dead. A man suspended permanently between two skies. And maybe that's the most unsettling truth of all. We don't fear that he got away. We fear that some part of all of us wants to.